you and I are going with some VR ninja slicing.
Drew, we had a chance to take a look at Sairento VR. Now this is on the Vive port. They have a new system that they're pushing out.
Yep.
So we thought we'd jump on, try out a couple of games. Sairento, big standout. So what did you think about this one?
Okay, so I love ninja stealth games, and I kind of thought maybe we'd kind of get this experience, but it's not really as stealthy as I thought. It's more like ninja slicing and dicing, like Ninja Gaiden, right?
Yeah.
But dude, that is the sickest part about this game. You have two swords that allow you to literally use parkour to run off of walls and drop to the ground and slice these guys in half, and it is one of the coolest experiences I've had. One of the sickest experiences I've had as well, because I came like this close to being sick because there's a lot of movement going on, and it does not have that focus. When you're playing these VR experiences, they'll kind of hone in your vision a little bit, so it stops you, prevents you from getting that motion sickness. Not in this one, dude. It is wide open, and when you move, you are moving a lot, and it's quick pace, right? It's fast, it's constant action, and because you're moving forward, you're not on rails either. You're bouncing around, but it allows you then to glide off of like one instance to the next.
There's so many different maneuvers you can do.
So cool. I just wish I didn't get so sick.
Yeah, exactly. You're this tiny ninja character, and you're jumping around, and you've got guns, you have a bow if you choose it, you have this ginormous shuriken looking thing, and then swords. So you can kind of make up your class however you like to, but it is a lot of fast-paced movement. It's not a rail shooter at all, and it's also not stealthy at all. You can kind of stealth through with the bow. I was nailing some really nice long headshots that I'll try and play right now for you. But it was hard to get anything other than a couple sections stealth-wise. But the motion sickness sets in. I played maybe 2 or 3 missions at a time to kind of alleviate that. And I found that when I first started the game up, it was a little bit extra buggy. It was a little extra stuttery. I was getting clipping issues. Sometimes it would just straight up drop me into like the Oculus Forest where it's just loading screen.
Really?
That was happening to me a lot, yeah. So I'm not sure if it's just the Vive port that's bringing it to us or if it's the game itself that has these issues. But if you get past that, if you get
into the game,
set it all aside, and you get into the gameplay, there's a lot there to reward you. This campaign brings you through some missions, and other than that, you have like a quick play menu. You can kind of jump in and do a couple missions. Now, there's a problem there because when I'm trying to kill this campaign and I only have a couple levels at a time to sit through that I can stomach, it gets really cumbersome to hit a wall, and then it makes you do the side missions. It just kind of takes a break. It tells you that you can't do the campaign right now. Do 3 or 4 different missions to catch up. And that was just so frustrating to me because I was in for the story. I started getting hooked into this.
I enjoyed the story
about all these cyber assassins and these crazy corporations. It was really cool, but they kind of put some roadblocks in the way.
Yeah, they certainly did. They got it set in this futuristic kind of neon Tokyo setting, right? Which I really like the setting of the world and how the story starts to unfold. I really enjoyed the story, but I couldn't get past the fact that the motion sickness on this game just kept hitting me after and after again, over and over. And I was able to get, like you say, you play a couple missions, and then, dude, the minute I took off the headset is when I really felt the motion sickness. I was able to play the first 3 okay. By the end of the 3rd, I'm starting to kind of get this little woozy feeling. I'm like, take it off, and then I was done.
No, and after that, then it starts to drip feed you the missions too. So each time you come back, it's going to be one mission you're doing at a time before this kind of sets in. And there's some things that you can do with the gameplay to try and mitigate this. I know you love the sword, and I do too. As soon as I selected those swords and dove in, I was doing all different kinds of maneuvers. I was wall running to drop right on somebody. I was jumping up so that you can hit the ground and do a little duck and you slide. That was awesome because you're just cutting through rows of guys. But it was really good. But if you're going to be that ninja with melee weapons, it's really especially hard on your stomach.
It is, but that's where this thing for me really shone the most, was the ability to, you could do this double jump, and as you said, you kind of go in this glide and you slide. And I could take out 2, 3 of these guys at once just by dropping to my knees and then slicing both of them. Or for some reason, they have guns.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So they're shooting bullets. Dude, I feel like I'm a lightsaber. And I'm just deflecting all these bullets. It is so cool. I had a great time, but it's the motion sickness where it really just kind of drops me out of this game.
Well, and there's a couple things that these characters that you're fighting against, there's very rarely a unique enemy or somebody from the story that you come across. Although you do, and there's some unique characters, and there's some cool fights, but it's a very repetitive kind of set of so many different units. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 different variants.
Yeah.
It's very low, and you'll see the same guys all the time patrolling with their samurai hats and their shotguns.
Yep.
It's a little confusing, but this Neon Tokyo, I love those levels. That's where I was jumping around and wall running, exploring little edges. I was trying to find more of a game than was actually even there because I enjoyed those locations so much.
Scott, our motion sickness slicing and dicing is over. What do you score in Sairento?
So I had a good time with this game. It let me live out that ninja assassin role that I've always kind of wanted, and I'm still accepting any job offers. But I have to give this one, just because of the slight issues that we had and the slight repetitive, I got to take a couple knocks off it. This one is getting a 7 from me.
You know what, I'm right there as well. This game has some of the coolest moments I've ever experienced in a VR title. The ability to use 2 swords and slice these guys is something I've never had the pleasure of actually doing. So this is really cool in a VR experience, but there's so many other issues with motion sickness, repetitive AI characters you're going up against. Voice acting is decent, but it's not enough to kind of get it over that other elevation you kind of want it to the next level. So I'm there with the 7 as well.
A wicked, fast-paced assassination game. Awesome settings and action hindered only by VR sickness from long play.
Subscribe to never miss a video, and help us by hitting that like button.